strap yourself in, because there are some straps around being strapped in. Strapping, strapping. Someone is rapping also, but straps. Okay, wraps also, definitely wrapping. Now these are either illegal products and drugs or something to do with wrapping. Wrapping things up karmically, things are wrapping up nicely. Someone's putting a suitcase together, or a case-by-case study of arrest and also a 5-month sentence. So I will have to explain myself, because some people, they really do get lost. Okay, excuse me a second, but it's slightly off. Is that a lot of people, they probably don't know what I do for a living, but what I don't do and what I do, and what I don't do and do. It's coming up for other readings. Stop channeling a second, Steve. Okay, we channel some messages, and then we look into your tarot. They can be worldwide, worldly events. I pretty much just hear stuff, tell you if it relates to you, it does. If it doesn't, please don't make them fit. It's for people where it is very fitting. Okay, then we look into your tarot for 5 months. But I'm hearing fitting. Fits. Someone could have fits. Someone could have an epileptic fit. So if you do, please make sure you go and get checked out and everything else. But fits of panic, fits. Also hearing Fitzgerald or Fitzpatrick. I'm also Patrick's Day. Something happening around a St. Patrick's Day. I'm not really sure when that is. St. Patrick, saint, some kind of saint. Also probably Christmas, something happening around your energy, Capricorn. Saints, all saints. Some of you, oh, Saints. Can anybody remember that band, All Saints? I can't remember the tunes now, but there are some old banging tunes you might like. I've got something that you might want to listen to, but I take it that you probably really want to get on with these messages, and then I'll probably show you a little bit of something that I've got lined up, but I can't stop listening to the music that I'm making. It's kind of driving me crazy not being able to finish it. So, something about saints, all saints. Someone is a saint and someone ain't. Someone's saints and putting a sentence together. They're saying that you could be putting a sentence of a case study down towards legal action. Now, it feels like that's... I mean, you've been coming out through other readings, you know, and people are saying, yeah, it's a Capricorn, I know, but it wouldn't be you guys that are watching, you see. So you have to take it. You have to take it. There's something like this, and you're just going to have to take this news. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say, someone's going to have to take this news quite well. Okay, is what they're saying. It's something to do with like I'm going to have to prepare myself for news that I know is inevitable. So some of you could possibly already know of like an elderly person maybe passing or something like that. But whatever it is that I'm going to have to prepare for this news. I am also going to have to prepare for travel. I'm also going to have to prepare for this case and for work and prepare myself to strap myself in. So, ooh, okay. Plain crap. Ooh, okay. Are you all okay with this? If you're not used to tarot, switch off now. Right. They said plane crash. Right. Now, the only reason why that slipped out and what I'm recalling is that I said in another tarot card reading, what was it? It was an old film, and I said, oh, I've got no idea why something just popped into my head. What on earth was it called? It was Naked Gun 2.5, and on that I'm hearing was it in Naked Gun where they were in a plane? What was the comedy show years ago? Because that's what I was thinking Naked Gun was. What's the comedy show that's got the same person in it? It's an old one, and they're on a plane. Okay, they're on a plane. That's what all they keep saying. Well, trying to get me to talk about, but half the time people get freaked out, and I'm like, man, but, you know, sorry. But, what was that called? I'm sure it was Naked Gun 2.5, right? And he was on a plane, and it was a comedy, and I can't remember because I haven't watched it in years. It wasn't black and white. It was kind of like 70s, 80s, I think. Anyway, blonde hair, everything else. Oh dear. See, I freaked myself out. Something to do with a plane ride. Right. Now, they're saying that I just had plane crash. I did. Now, a lot of you might witness this. That's what I'm saying. Because people are kind of like, oh no, what, me? I'm thinking about going on a plane, and I don't want to put that in people's heads, and then like, oh no, I'm going to cancel all this, you know, because I can't tell, man. It's like, you know, destiny and things like that. You can't stop destiny. You can't stop a prediction. If you look at the old woman that was religious, she was blind, right? The blind prediction, and she predicted the 9/11 act. 9/11. God, I hope that don't happen again. Someone could be from New York, though, just like from New York. Are you from New York? I don't know. But she predicted that. She predicted loads of things to do with Trump and whatnot. And she predicted so many different things. And she did pass, right? Also Vera Lynn. Or Lynn. The name Lynn, I'm hearing Vera or Vera Lynn. Vera Lynn. Linny. Binny. Like a pinny. Someone puts on a pinny. I don't know. Does someone wear a pinny? No idea how that's going to represent anything. But, Steve, but you said crash. In a box. Again, there you go. Who was that? I done it. If you keep up with the channel, who did I put a box in and said someone's putting something in a hole, in a box, in the ground? It is. It's physically that someone could well be expecting that there's an elderly person around them that they might be burying at some point. I'm not predicting a death. I'm just saying that it is to do with putting something in a box, and that came out through Leo, I think, and through another one. I don't know, because I pre-record a lot of these things, and sometimes when I'm watching you lot and talking to you via my phone or the computer, when you chat, I obviously watch the reading itself, and sometimes I'm thinking, man, it was in the Libra reading, I think. And I watched it and thought, hold on a minute, you're saying exactly the same sort of messages as what you said in the last one. And I hope that I uploaded the right video, because I've got videos everywhere to upload. I'm thinking, no, because I said Libra. So it was something to do with putting things in boxes. Now, for some of you, there could be a possible move or all that sort of stuff. And someone said in the comments, I'm really planning on moving. So you must have Capricorn somewhere or involved with around a Capricorn. But for some of you, it would only be like if you know that there is someone elderly around you, that there's possibilities that you might move, is all I heard. Of possibilities that you might move. So you might be moving. Departments. You might be asked to be moved to a department store. So if you work in a department store, you might be asked to move from where you are to another part with the same company, right? So say if you're a secretary, or not secretary, I heard Secretary of Defence. So this could be worldly stuff. You could be dealing with a Taurus, also to do with around marriage or divorce. Oh, okay, that was another one. What was that? Oh, that's just... What do you know? It's actually kind of on my screen and I'm uploading it now. You would have seen it by now. Taurus. And it said marriage or divorce settlement. A marriage or divorce settlement. And it's about boxing everything up, packing someone off. Now, these are either children that are going off to school or college, and you're getting ready for that. Some of this later on in the year is possibly a settlement of divorce, and it's a case-by-case study of paperwork that has to be done for either a divorce or marriage. If you're married and you're considering getting divorced, then it is to do with around that. It is involving children, legal stuff, possibly having to travel, something to do with a plane, also education as well within yourselves, maybe. But transferring, like being transferred from wherever you are. If you're not working, then it feels like that you're working towards working. Do you know what I'm saying? For the people that are working, you might be transferred from one department to another department, and you could well be doing that. And I'm also hearing commuting quite a lot. So it would have something to do with Cancerian, maybe. But trains, I'm hearing going on a train and a plane. There you go. Trains, planes. Oh, Steve, my spirit does make me laugh. Trains, planes, and automobiles. That was the same guy. That was it, wasn't it? That was it. Trains, planes, and automobiles. Man, my spirit sometimes, they really do amaze me of, like, I don't know. I mean, I love my gift. Sometimes I get amazed by what they tell me and think, why on earth is this really relating to anything? And some people get frustrated and say, what's that got to do with any kind of tarot card reading? We used to see in a cup and fish pissing in a cup. Sorry, who's pissing in a cup? But, like, I'm a different tarot card reader. I'm different, People have difference of opinion. People have different ways of reading. People do things differently. I'm not one to ever stick by the same. I don't look at cards... Well, when it's a tarot reading, but you get my drift, right? But some people don't get it, and they're kind of like, no, you should really just stick with doing what everybody else does, because that's what we like. I can't help that, bruv. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. What did I say? Even I forget it now. Trains, planes, and automobiles. Right, automobile. So Cancerian now is in this reading. Cancerian and a plane ride, train ride also. Some of it you could be via a train or a plane for a lot of you. It is a plane. Oh, that's so. See, I feel good energy now. So why on earth was I seeing a plane crash? It's not. It's not. It's just a way that they have a way of communicating with me. So what are you saying about the plane crash? They said something about like that where you're at is crashing. Like it just seems to be crash and burn. Could have something to do with fire sign, like crash and burn. I don't know why they keep saying crash and burn, because some strange readings came out through Cancerian, and it was to do with a crash, but that was really to do with anybody illegally doing anything to do with drugs. But I mean, obviously, you know, be very careful in cars and things like that, right? Anyway, definitely if people, because the reason why I know that this doesn't relate to everybody, and the reason why I know it relates to some, is because the majority of the time I try to read and keep up with the people that follow the channel. And if you show a big interest and you comment a lot, I normally remember the icon or the name, and I can remember your story and your star sign sometimes, and then I just come out with the name if you're watching it. And I can remember someone saying about illegal activity of drugs and alcohol and drink in a car accident, and it did physically already happen. But I did tell that client is that it was possible before, it wasn't involving her, but to be very careful around that, because it can also be a further on, because it was to do with addiction and alcohol and driving and drinking. So, you know, whether you predict things or not, it's still advisory in order to things that you can't stop, which is what I'm saying. If it's someone else that's doing it and you try to tell people to stop, that's normally when they don't want to listen, especially if it's involving alcohol, drugs or addiction. They ain't going to stop unless they want to. You know, trust me, I've been down many a path and road that I think I said a little bit in the Aquarian reading. If you want to know a little bit about my life, watch the Aquarian reading. But I've done and been down roads and done it, and ended up wearing T-shirts and becoming a counsellor and a drug counsellor and a drug worker, a community worker. You know, so a lot of things that I give you is also wisdom of support and help through experiencing it and knowing what it's like to go through those things on both sides, through counselling and also doing it and being part of it, and then what it does to families and how you experience all of that. And, you know, definitely picking up an addiction though for in this reading. Okay, and you did come out, your card came out through, see, this is what, it doesn't annoy me, but you get cross-watches. You shouldn't really be cross-watching. You can do it all the day long. But you can if you like really know about tarot and understand it. But if you watch a cross-watched reading and you get annoyed the fact that I'm protecting and doing it for that sign, then I'm going to be saying for and against stuff because I'm for the sign I'm doing. And then everyone's like, no, I don't like what you're saying, because that's obviously me, because it kind of relates. And it's like, man, people lose their shit, bruv. People lose their head. And it's not a great idea unless you're experienced in the way of handling energy, hearing energy, being able to handle the truth, and all that sort of stuff. Me, I don't blow speaker, blowing up a speaker. Here we go. Are you ready? I love this one, Capricorn. I know that you might want to know. So it's a new song that I'm making. Okay, I'm put together. Make sure you hit the bell, like, share, and subscribe, and the show all for Angel Radio as well, where we channel messages. But I'll give you the beginning part.
I've loved you since I met you. Did I ever tell you that? I tried to push you out, you pull in. I fell hard so fast. I was afraid to restart, but
Some of you could be going for a spiritual restart. Reset. Reset.
but all I could see was you. You're magnetic, captivating, and you know it's true. Sent a smile and you started to make your way through the crowd. It grew so loud, you and I didn't even care.
So we're going to leave it at that. But there are channel messages, believe you me. I don't eat, because when I do this, it's the same. It's the same. I happen to come up with loads of vocal stuff. It costs quite a lot of money in order to get vocalists and stuff, but the right ones. But you put them all together, and bang, there you go, and you get spirit messages. So make sure that you watch those, because they're free. You can watch them for free. At some point, I might sell them, but it will be cheap, just to support my career. But you can listen to them for free. So what have we got? So what did you write, Steve, after all of what you've just said? Well, 5-month death sentence is really what I kind of picked up, Capricorn. And I don't know if it is to do with like someone that you know is going to prison. They're saying for a lot of you, you know of this person that's going to prison. There would be a cross-watcher that's saying it's the Capricorn that they know, but that Pacific Capricorn wouldn't be watching this reading. That's what I'm saying. Don't cross-watch, because I don't mean you. I mean, if someone's got a beef with a Capricorn, it doesn't necessarily mean you, even though the story is kind of the same. The people that are really involved around control and everything else and things going crazy and mad, they're really not watching this reading. It's you that's watching it. So if you're cross-watching, you're just going to get cross. That's what I'm going to do. Cross-watch crosses. First card that came out after shuffling, and I was hearing first big thing, 5-year death sentence or a 5-year jail sentence. Something to do with that. Okay, that was a channel message. As I stopped shuffling, I looked at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio energy, right? Continued to shuffle this one to clarify all of these. Judgment, death, sorry. But the 2 cards that ended up after me just hearing death sentence, writing it, Capricorn, 5-year death sentence. Shuffle the cards. What have we got for Capricorn? What have we got for Capricorn? What have we got? Okay, bang. First card, stop shuffling, there. And okay, so be very careful around drinking, but be very careful around any kind of lucid act. Lucy, again, I've heard it. Lucy, you still haven't contacted me. Hope you're okay. Someone of a client, a couple of times, Skype call, tarot readings and stuff. Lucy, be very careful, okay? Can't remember your placements of because I have readings and I can't remember. But be careful. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. But be very careful around these energies, okay? Because if someone is addicted to alcohol or drugs or something, then, because that's tears in heaven. So you might have already lost somebody, okay? But this is a sentence. This is prison, and this is also a sentence, because it's judgment, right? You purge out your sins. So you get called to go to a courtroom, also through judgment. Okay, you confess your sins. So this is someone that's trying to confess something, right? As well. Confess. I also heard bless. To try and bless something, religious-wise, is chuck holy water over christening. Christine? Heard Christine. Or, okay, I know Christine. Lithuanian. Are you watching? I don't know, because I know someone in my town. And she knows of the channel, but I don't know if she watches it. She's got Scorpio in her chart. Christine. So your partner would have Capricorn. Don't know. Don't know everybody's placement. Sorry, but obviously people in my soul groups, I hear their names and stuff as well. Okay. Okay. I also thought of one of my oldest best friends, Stuart. His mum was called Christine. Stuart, if you're watching, I very much doubt it. She's trying to contact me. He lost his mum, bless him, a long time ago. And her name was Christine. Christine, I'm hearing Christine. Chris Cross. Crisscross. Definitely in Christina though. Christina. You're doing Capricorn. I mean, be very careful if you're doing things that you shouldn't. here. Okay, so anyway, we're going to leave that at that. Trying to put a case together, suitcase or so. But I also heard a soul case. A soul case. It's a bit like, again, man, the Herman, what was that? Well, the old program that was great, Jesse and whatnot, and it was to do with drugs. And they called him the Hierophant marriage Taurus, but the Herman sign, I really forget. And then it was Jesse and whatnot, and he was serving up crack and all this sort of thing, right? And it went on for season 3 or 4 or 5, I think, and then it ended and finished. But then they made a spin-off called Soul, right? Well, that's obviously a soul contract. But I'm hearing court case, because he was, that I never watched the spin-off, but I know that the actual lawyer and solicitor that was in that, he ended up making a spin-off on his own, and it was called Soul, right? So a court case, there you go. So Spirit has a very strange way of getting me to look at messages for you guys. So Capricorn. So this is a 5-month reading, guys. If you have skipped this, I would go back and watch those messages. I would. Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus. So I might do something different in order to keep these videos quicker, because next month, when I go back to work after the 6 weeks, and I don't have so much time, I might change things up again and just do channeled messages for people, not tarot, just tarot, just tarot, just tarot, just Sarah, I'm also hearing Sarah, Farah, also Farah, Marrow, bone marrow. Someone could have a bone marrow operation. Bone marrow operation. Marrowbone. A dog. Possible. Well, the only representation of card would be a cat, so that would be Leo. Bone marrow though. Okay, let's see. Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus for August. So we start off, okay, so we start off with August. You've already had August, but please watch them if you haven't. Might still be some strange messages. And then we go for the rest of the year. I had sex. Someone took an offence to something, right? Someone took an offence to something. Sexual remark. Death marks the spot. What? Okay, I'm hearing that some of your children might have, because I'm hearing spotting, right? Now normally only young children that are starting to have their periods and stuff like that, they start to, I don't know for fully, but I think they call it spotting, right? Oh, okay, I'm also hearing train spotting. Man, y'all getting some, I hope you don't mind. But you're also getting train spotting, and train was there, right? Train spotting. Now everybody must have seen train spotting, drugs and alcohol, right? If you haven't never seen train spotting, it's definitely what you want to watch, because it's to do with a heroin addict. Well, addicts. Okay. It was also in Scotland. But spotting is what I'm picking up. Is to do with that. It's to do with like pregnancy or like a woman's thing. Okay, and I heard that someone could have physically like lost the child like to blood, like in their blood. Something is in their blood, in their genes, but I don't know why channeled. You wouldn't normally get this from here. Okay, but this is. I am picking up a message of that someone lost the child, because they're just saying something to do with periods and stuff like that. Okay, and I can see like blood for some reason, right? So if that is relating to anyone that is taking heroin, that would be someone that shoots up. Straight up, no chaser. This person wants a sexual relationship with you, wants to talk with you. Straight up, new reading. Wants to talk with you, straight up, no chaser, just no messing about, in, out, shake it all about, pretty much. But it could be something to do with children. I don't know why they keep saying. Something to do with spotting or something, or spots. Oh, that came up for another reading. What did I say? Aquarius reading. What's the Aquarius reading? I said about spots or spotting. Rash. A rash. This could be a rash of something. A rash. Or pash. Said that as well. Pash or irash or irrational. Someone could be irrational. Crashnal. Crash. I don't know, was a child ill? Was a child ill? Was ill, but they're okay now. Because that would be also someone that had to go to the hospital, right? The crash team. Someone got called in via ambulance for the crash team. Let's see. There you go, Capricorn. So you're right in the middle of it with a sex addiction. What do you know? What do you know? Right in the middle of a vampire sex connection. What on earth does this person keep coming back for? Because I don't want it. I do want it, I don't want it. I'm just so dynamically sexually attracted to someone that I don't want to be with. This is the residual energy of karma after a breakup. Where someone's been in your life, they've been in and connected mind, body and soul, and this is the aftermath. This is Muse, the aftermath. Watch that film. Watch the video and the music. Brilliant. One of my best songs by Muse called Aftermath. Okay, it was the destruction after war. After war, how families built things back together after the math of war. Okay, so rebuilding structures of afterwards. Afterwards, I feel disgusted. Afterwards, I feel disgusted by your remark because I took an offence to it. This came up also. I'm not saying it's you guys. Sexual offender, right? Because this is taking an offence and defence channeled. Also sex offender, right? If you know one, right? Better the devil you know. Another reading. Better the devil you know. And I couldn't think what it was. Did during the chat. Changed it because it was something different. I forget what reading it was. And I thought, oh, that's what you call it. And then I said, better the devil you know. Better the devil you know. Yeah, so after I feel disgusted, after this, I don't think I can ever love again, is what it feels like. I don't think I'll ever be able to move on. I don't think I'll ever find the person that is truly meant for me, because everybody that I meet triggers me as well as I trigger them. 7 of Wands. Because someone is offended, right, by what people say and what people do. They get offended in a relationship. The majority of the time, that's why I always say that people block their energy off for a reason, because the devil's been inside someone's karma, in their mind, right? We all know that the devil is addiction and drugs and alcohol, excessive thinking. It all starts to turn toxic. After a while, people get sick of that, right? They get sick of the toxic behaviour in their life, and they start protecting themselves because they don't want the devil energy inside their soul. They don't want the devil connected to them, right? So what you've got is an overprotective person, also here, someone that protects a child. So you might be looking at really protecting your children because of something could have happened to them. That's what I'm saying. If you've got kids, that's your children, and you're protecting them, right? But you've also got where the reason why I come out of that is because no matter which way you go, you either go back to another Capricorn where they have that in their placement, Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, okay? But you can either go back to that, but even if you start to go forward, you start to go towards someone else that's equally as protective of oneself as well. So if you're over anxious and over protective, and you've got soul group people in your energy that you're over protecting, and they don't want that, maybe, I don't know, but whichever way you go, your energy reflects of what you are in a relationship and what you think and what you are, right? So if what you are is someone that is overprotecting people, then you're giving off spirit that you're okay with overprotection. So your soulmate of what you've called in is overprotective, as well as you are overprotective over an energy where it's kind of like, well, I'm just a single mum, I'm just a person here, and I'm just overprotective and protective of this is most important. So why is it that everywhere I go, I just find people that are overprotective? Do you see? So above, so below. I'm overprotective of things that are going on soul lesson wise with other people. Everyone's like, love is everything. No. No. It's because what you've got, the main factors in your life is what a lot of people miss. Well, I just want to watch a love reading of someone throwing a couple of cups around. That's if that's what you want. Me, I think that the most important factors are of what goes on in life. Because that's your life. You watch it for your life presented right in front of your eyes. So what you have there is a surprise. Wherever you go, you find, surprise, here's Johnny. Crazy, right? Sorry, but it's kind of like, you know, wherever I go, everybody seems to be crazy. Call a sheep a sheep. Sorry, listen, I got Aquarius in the third house, so I haven't got a filter. But, you know, call a sheep a sheep. That's a sheep in wolf's clothing right there. It is. That's the alpha male. Remember the story that I used to tell people? I used to come up with esoterically and write. Said about the plate with the dark piece and the white piece in the middle of the plate. Said about the circular action of the predator that comes in towards the sheep, but the sheep unravels itself as the alpha male of a surprise. Is that you become masculine. It scares off, they back off, they go towards the dark. Comes in towards the light, realises that it's actually the alpha male. When it starts to transform into a... could be dealing with Scorpio. But people don't physically transform, that's it, you see. Their life just transforms into them, who they are energetically. You transform within diets and things, but, you know. Let's see. Capricorn for... Well, we're hopefully going to get the majority of these uploaded today. So this one, it might be tomorrow because I've got a few. It takes me quite a while to upload. That's why I'm trying to keep them short and sweet, even though it's half an hour. Rest of the year. Money, money, money. Someone's got money, money, money. Must be funny in a rich man's world. Someone's operatic. Operation. But someone needs an operation. Or opera. Right, but yeah. Something's going on at work, which is that you've got an addiction to money. That's Capricorn, but, you know. Either way, Capricorn, addiction. Addiction, I ain't got time to fix the windows. I ain't got time to fix the doors. Yeah, I ain't got time to do anything else but work. That's all I want. Because you're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 I need. Oh, yes, indeed. Hey, Johnny. There you go. Work addiction, flexing as well. You might have someone around you that flexes quite a lot. It's like, oh, you're right, bruv. What's up? Nothing. It's just like, oh, it's over that way. Picking up someone that flexes quite a lot. Oh man, when you get out the mirror, bruv. You know, these people who are in the gym. Me, I'm obviously a man, right? But when I've been in the gym and when it was open, the last thing I ever did is go in front of that mirror, bruv. I just wanted to bike and to get on with my business, listen to some music, and not really go anywhere near that mirror. Majority of them, they're straight over to that mirror, bruv. They're like, looking at themselves and like that, and getting their phone out and they're just having a quick peek at themselves in the mirror, and they're like, look at me. Can't bear it myself. But there you go. I think that you have someone here around you that's very vain. Or Shane Lane. Also here is Lane. Denny Lane. Penny Lane, you're in my ears, you're in my heart. But I heard Denny Lane. That was the band where they sang Weather With You. He actually did a stint with Paul McCartney for a while. And also in the actual band where it was the Weather With You, Crowded House. Crowded House. There's a crowded house. Here, you got Crowded House. Crowded House, Weather With You. They sung something that was in The Stand. And I keep mentioning it. Hells no. There was a song in that. And it was actually wrote one of the most famous songs that they ever did with Crowded House, and they didn't actually. I don't think they put it even on their best of, because as far as I'm sure, Denny Lane wrote that, and Denny Lane actually did a stint for Paul McCartney as the guitarist when they were doing Wings, when they'd started off Wings, and it was Paul McCartney, and then the Wings. Their first guitarist was Denny Lane, and then he left, and then the other guy took over. But Denny Lane, as far as I know, he wrote the it's the right riff. Da 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 da. That's your deluge in a paper cup. Hey now, don't dream it's over. They come to build a wall between us. You know they won't win. There you go. I'm going hold of you. There you go. But yeah, to build a wall between us, you know they won't win. Someone's going through the old court battle and they're like, yes, and they put a wall between us, but you know they won't win. So they've got no chance of winning. You also got no chance of winning someone over, or either either. But you know they won't win. Okay, all right, guys. So I'm going to do the rest of your reading over on Patreon. But this one only goes to tier 2. Instead of explaining everything every time, there are only monthly readings that go over to tier 1. Everything else that I do on here, if I say it's going somewhere, it goes to tier 2. Okay, so basically you can, and there will be certain things like the 15th to 31st this month won't appear on here. That'll only be over on tier 2. I'll only have time in order to do one video, so I can't upload 2 and upload and blah 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 blah. So it's just one video done for each sign, and that's the 15th to the 31st of August, and that only goes over there. So you'll only ever see it if you are part of Patreon tier 2. If you want a personal reading, anything like that, you can reach out from the same places below. Everything is there. Also, make sure you follow Angel Radio, hit the like, share, subscribe, and hit the show all button for notifications. I really would appreciate it, guys. And basically, let's see how everything works out right till the end of the table, and then also clarify some cards to see what you got coming up towards the end around December. Okay, all right, guys. Thanks very much, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. See you soon.